The food market, Jesse is telling Kristen and Luke that he went out to with Tom and Danny the other night, and they were talking about Danny's drinking. And Jesse said, "Listen, I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm tired of everyone talking about his drinking. Like, if you want to talk about somebody's drinking, talk about mine," Jesse said. And Kristen's like, "Yeah, or talk about any one of us except for Lala. Like, we're all drinking." And then Lacey jumped in. And she said, "I'm tired of everyone attacking Danny because he's like the best communicator, the best parent." Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about The Valley, Season 3, Episode number 11. But before we do, I'd like to ask everyone to please go over to YouTube and hit subscribe if you've not done that already. And if you've done that, please head over to Instagram. Instagram is really where we need to have some followers. I have no idea why we do not translate on Instagram like we do on Facebook, but my next push now is for Instagram. And please comment and give us 5-star reviews. And thank you for everyone who has.
Yeah.
The name of this episode is Friendships Shaken, Not Stirred. It's all right.
I like it. I like the title. As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay.
And we start out at Brittany's house, and Lala comes over with Janet. She is 1 week post-op, and Lala starts asking about Brandon, how long he was there for, and Brittany said, well, he was here for like 1 night and a half. And then they're talking about how he's really not showing up for her, and she can't really count on him. Then we see, the next thing we see is Jesse and Lacey are at the food market meeting up with Kristen and Luke and baby Kaya.
Wait, did we see Janet bring spaghetti in a Ziploc bag?
Yes, she did show up with the spaghetti in a Ziploc bag at this point, yes.
Okay.
I mean, they ate it.
It's definitely a choice.
Yes, it is a choice. She did eat it, though.
She did eat it. She did eat it.
Then Kristen talks about at the food market. Kristen loves pickles, and Lacey hates pickles, which is so funny because Kristen and Lacey really get along. And the fact that they have such opposite passions for pickles is like she finds that like I don't even know how I can be friends with her. Because,
she's like, I love everything about Lacey except the fact that she hates pickles.
Right. And then Brittany is talking to Lala and Janet about how she hasn't heard from Danny or Nia since the surgery.
I find this all very odd.
I find listen, to talk about making something out of nothing.
Exactly.
And that's all this is. That's all this is.
And you people live on social media. You live on social media. So if she reached out to you via Instagram, why is that so terrible? Because she didn't send you a direct text? Like, I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, I totally agree. I mean, the woman has 4 children.
Exactly.
It's just 4 children.
You have one with a nanny taking care of him, and then, other people coming and helping you recover from surgery. You're laying in a bed all day. Not that there's anything wrong with that because you're recovering from surgery. I'm just saying, logistically, you're sitting in bed on your phone all day. That girl is working and taking care of 4 kids.
Yeah, I know.
And her mother's helping her. I mean, I'm sure she's got a nanny too, but,
I don't think she does.
Well, they brought the nanny on the vacation with them. Maybe that was just like a one-off.
Only because they were going on vacation so that they could participate in stuff together.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing
and
a lot.
And the mother was home with the kids. The mother was home with the other kids.
Yeah, let's not downplay what Nia's doing.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't, first of all, Janet's going to be Janet, right? But it really aggravates me that Lala is jumping on this.
I totally agree with you.
And then about the whole meal train thing, like you're making a big deal about that. Well, she only did that because it was, in public, but then she didn't do it and she screwed it up. And why wasn't Janet included?
I mean, so I guess did the meal train just not take off or did people not?
Okay, so I watched about the meal train on the after show. Apparently, when Nia set it up, it wasn't set up properly. So when people would go to the link, it would only allow you to buy a $1,000 gift card. Like it didn't.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't have like dates or anything like who's going to do a meal on this day or things like that. Like it didn't work the way she
Okay.
intended
Because
it
that's
to
really
work.
right. That's really how it's supposed to look on
Right.
the yeah.
And Nia didn't find this out until Lacey said to her, "Oh, I went on there. It just gave me an option for $1,000 gift card, so that's what I did." And she's like, "What?" And then like that's when she realized it. So
Holy cow.
right.
And
I
Lacey
mean,
just did it. She's like, "So I
yeah,
just did
because
it."
like she said, money's not a problem for her. Right? So good for her, and good thing she was included on it
Yeah.
because they had a problem with her being on it.
I mean, sorry, but $1,000, that could get you food for a week, Brittany. That should be able to get you food for a week. So Lacey just took care of the whole meal train for you. So don't lick a gift horse in the mouth. And just be fucking grateful that other people were thinking of you at all. Yeah, this bothered me with the whole
It
they're
bothered me too. And then this is the other thing that really bothers me about Lala this season. Lala said, because if we've learned anything, it's not about real life. It's about like how things look with them. Like they are just all about like because of her pageant world. She's all about putting on this, face to the public, not what's happening in real life. And Brittany's like, yeah, and I tried to point that out in Santa Barbara last year, and that didn't go over very well. And then Lala jumps on that bandwagon. First of all, Lala, you were not there in Santa Barbara last year. So you are not to speak of that. And that was one day. That was one day, one incident.
And here's the thing, don't you feel like they're trying to hammer Danny so bad for his drinking? It's not sticking. They still have Jesse and Kristen and Luke and Zack sticking up for him like enough. So now they're going to go after Nia. It's like, are you trying to get them off the show? Because I can assure you, if they go off the show, people are going to lose interest. Brittany's not carrying a show. I'm sorry. You may have been married to Jax, but Brittany's not carrying a show.
No.
And
so
if
then back
Go ahead.
Back at the food market, Jesse is telling Kristen and Luke that he went out to with Tom and Danny the other night, and they were talking about Danny's drinking. And Jesse said, "Listen, I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm tired of everyone talking about his drinking. Like, if you want to talk about somebody's drinking, talk about mine," Jesse said. And Kristen's like, "Yeah, or talk about any one of us except for Lala. Like, we're all drinking." And then Lacey jumped in. She said, "I'm tired of everyone attacking Danny because he's like the best communicator, the best parent. And, they do look up to them. And that's not a problem. Like, that's it. That's what I think the other people, and by the other people, I mean Lala, Janet, and Brittany.
Right. Right.
Not so much Michelle. I mean, Michelle, because of all her issues with Jesse and because she's close with Janet and Lala,
Brittany.
more so, I think, than Brittany.
Lala, you're right. You're right.
Right?
Lala, yeah.
I mean, yeah, she is close with Brittany, but I think I think she's closer with Lala. So I think that's why she jumps on that. But I don't think that she really has a problem with the whole Nia and Danny thing, but she just has like I don't like that there's two sides. I just don't like this. I don't like when they do
Yeah, because
this.
even when Michelle sat down with Nia, like, I feel
Yeah.
like she was still trying to do their dirty work. Like if you're Nia's friend, you're going to understand the fact that she's got that under control. It might not seem it to other people, but trust me, the next day, she's got that shit under control. And yes, it's still happening sometimes when Danny drinks. We didn't see him get like that at Tom Schwartz's party at the end of this episode. I
No.
don't think he gets like that every time he drinks. I think it's on isolated occasions. They're making it seem like he's dark side Danny every time he drinks. And I just don't think that that's the case.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you wish you had a space where you could talk about all of the things in midlife that nobody says out loud with people who have both experience and expertise? The hormones, the emotions, the changes in your body, relationships, and work. The identity that does not quite fit anymore.
Messy Midlife is 3 naturopathic doctors and 1 therapist having the unscripted, unfiltered conversations about all of it. We explore the strange, powerful transformation hiding inside as we navigate finding ourselves again and letting go of what no longer fits.
0 filters, 0 pretending, 0 apologies. 100% real. Join us for Messy Midlife anywhere you listen and become a part of our community.
No, I don't think it is either. And then Jesse brings that up to Lacey, like, you've never seen Dark Side Danny. Like, he's a character. But I've seen Dark Side Brittany, and I'm still nice to Brittany, he said. And Kristen, Jesse brings it up again. Last year when Jack said we're coming after them, Brittany was on board, and Kristen said the whole time she's shaking her head no. She's like, no, it sounds like that was like she's still sticking up for Brittany, like that was a solo project, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with her because I don't really think Brittany was a part of it, but I do like the fact that Jesse keeps bringing that up on camera because no one has ever admitted to it. Right?
I think Brittany was a part of it. It might have been Jax's thought, but I think
Schwartz
Brittany
said,
was like, yeah.
I think Brittany was a part of it, like Schwartz said, only because if he was going after somebody else, he wasn't going to go after her. I don't think she was any driving force a part of it.
No, not a driving force.
I don't think she did anything. I don't think she did anything
for sure.
I don't think she did anything to stop it because she was barely keeping her head above water to begin with. So again, I'm not going to blame Brittany for that. I'm not.
But she is carrying it into this season. And now she's got Lala on board too.
Right. And honestly, I think that is why Lala is a full-time cast member.
Sure. She took Jax's spot.
And I also think
she's the one with the big balls now, Lala.
I also think, and I think that could be a reason for her and Sheena's fallout. I mean, even though Sheena did say, and Alex confirmed it, she turned it down. But I do think it could have something to do with this whole Lala, Janet, Brittany situation. I really do. I think it could have something to do with that.
I think Sheena chose not to come on. And I agree. It's probably was her choice. I think she chose not to come on the show because she knows how Lala is. And whatever beef they had, Lala was going to bring it to the forefront. And Sheena wasn't going to be able to get out of talking about it. Hopefully not if it really did have anything to do with their girls. But I don't think Sheena wanted to address anything that's gone on between her and Lala.
Which, again, I think that's fine. But I don't know. I don't like the way Lala's moving. I don't. I really don't.
Listen, I don't like anybody who's ride or die for Janet. I'm sorry. Here, again, Janet's got the whole weight of the house on her shoulders. You're not home again. Now you're at Brittany's house bringing fucking spaghetti in a Ziploc bag. So who's taking care of your kid and your husband?
Right. Yeah.
Because
I know.
Nobody wants to film at your house, obviously. They very rarely film at their house. So this chick's got to get in some scenes. I mean, we had like 3 episodes she wasn't even in. I thought it was amazing.
It's so weird, too, because, I'm the one that's always like trying to give somebody a chance and like trying to find the good in them. She is one person that I cannot find any like good qualities about her. And I don't like that I even feel that way about her, but I can't. Like, even when I see her on the screen, she annoys me and I don't know why. There's something about her. I just feel like she's got bad intentions. That's what I feel. I feel like she's got bad intentions.
Yeah. Especially with the Danny and Nia stuff.
Yes.
Especially with that. Like she was gonna be Jax's lapdog, to use an Atlanta term. She was full force ready to do that. And she probably thought, of course I'm going to align myself with Jax. He's the biggest reality star on this show.
Right.
And it backfired on her.
Right. So then we see Zack and Jasmine are out having a drink, and Jasmine is saying how stressed out she is, getting ready for her wedding.
I loved when she said New Jersey weddings are out of control, because they are, Wendy, and I just had this conversation. I went to a beautiful wedding last night for my stepbrother. I'm very happy for Ryan and Olivia Sarno. God bless. Congratulations. Their wedding was absolutely beautiful. So I wasn't making that, our conversation wasn't based on their wedding last night. It was beautiful. But New Jersey weddings can be out of control.
Yeah. I mean, she even said this is going to be way over 6 figures. Thank God for
Which
our
it
parents.
doesn't have to be, but
it doesn't have to be. But you know what? She's asking for a violin for 30 minutes, costs $4,000. Well, I think
then you're probably going to reach that
that
6-figure point. Yeah,
you don't really need a violin, Jasmine.
Right.
For 30 minutes, like I think you could pass on that.
I mean, $4,000. I think I should learn how to play the violin. $4,000. So what are we getting? $8,000 an hour?
I guess so. Yeah.
I think I got to learn how to play the violin. I should have never given up the saxophone in elementary school. Damn it.
So then Jasmine does a toast to Zack, and I love you so much. You know that you're my best friend, and I need you to be by my side, and I would love to love for you to be a part of my wedding with Melissa. And Zach's like, am I your maid of honor? And she's like, oh, no, I'm not having one of those. She's like, and he's, after he finds out, he's like, you know what? That's too much stress anyway. Like, he's fine being there to help her, which I thought was sweet.
He does make a point to say he's never been a maid of honor, though. Maybe he'll be Kristen.
Yes. What else?
Zach
then Jasmine's talking about
yeah.
Jasmine's been like, they're trying to decide even where they're going to live afterwards because they're talking about kids, right? So Zach, they're like, oh, where are we going to live afterwards? Like, what about children? And then, Zach is like, I can't even think about, like, you've seen what's going on in the news with Benji. I guess in order for Benji to become a citizen, there is a $100,000 payment to go with the application or when you submit to become a citizen. As of September 21st, 2025, I was like, wait, what?
So basically only people who can afford it can become a citizen.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
I don't love that.
No, and I don't understand it. I mean, Benji's from Canada, right?
Yeah.
I mean, does he need to be a citizen? Like, why does he need to be a citizen? It's not like we don't allow Canadians here.
No, you're absolutely right. And if he marries Zach, can he get a citizenship that way as well? But I guess that's
so.
Zach's point. Like, he doesn't want to have to speed up getting married for that reason. And I don't blame him. That's not a good reason to get married, for sure.
Actually, you know what? I'm reading it again. It actually doesn't say to be a citizen. It says a visa petition.
Right.
So a visa is just your right to work in this country. So it's not even, it's just to be able to work in this country, not to be a citizen. So you can't work in this country unless you're a citizen? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but it seems like a lot of money.
It does seem like a lot of money.
Yeah. So then we see Zach meets up with Danny at Serendipity, and they're talking about it's going to be Danny and Nia's 10-year anniversary, which is a milestone, and congratulations to them. Danny's telling Zach that he now has his date for his vasectomy, but it happens to be the same week that Nia is judging Miss USA out of town. So
and she's bringing her baby and her mom, who was supposed to help take care of him.
So that's going to leave him home with the other 3 children.
He can't take care of them after having a vasectomy.
Yes, he can. It's not that big of a deal. They make it sound like it's a big deal.
No, I
it's
think
not that big of a deal.
Don't you have
no,
to
it's not.
sit with a cold compress on it for like a couple of days?
No, it's not that big of a deal.
Really?
No, it's not. No, it's no. They try and make it like it's a big deal, but it's really not. It's not like surgery. It's not like surgery.
I know that.
No, it's not that big of a deal. Really,
okay.
I'm being serious. It's not, especially considering this woman has had 4 children.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal.
Right. Okay, good to know. Not that I have my tube side, so we don't have to worry about
it. Right. I mean, not that
I've
ever had it done.
Eric. I got it. I'll take care of it.
Not that I've ever had it done. But I'm just saying it's not that big of a deal.
That's funny.
So Zach then starts talking about. Everyone's birthday is coming up. So Zach's, Tom's, Danny's, and Jason's birthday are all within 5 days of each other, which is actually kind of crazy when you think about it.
It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah. What are the odds of that?
I know. So they want to plan a quick little Mexican vacation to celebrate all the birthdays. But Zach said, of course, it's going to be mainly his, but, he's willing to share it with everybody else. And Danny's like, yeah, that's a great idea. I don't have a problem with Jason coming because Zach's like, I'm going to have to. He goes, yeah, no, it's fine. We can coexist.
But then they're like,
fine.
well, Jason can't go anyway because of his surgery. Zach's like, we'll FaceTime him.
Yeah. And Danny said, no, you'll FaceTime him. I think he can go because he went to Schwartz's.
For literally like 5 minutes.
I don't know, though, because that's all we saw him there. Like, really, how long was he there? Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So Danny winds up buying an amethyst for Nia's 10th anniversary. Lala goes over to Schwartz's house. They're talking about his 7 party that he's going to be throwing. It's her first time there. She wanted to see how close he was to Jax's place, and then she sees it, and she's like, wow.
Very close.
Yes.
Very, very close.
Yes. Tom then tells Lala about his conversation with Danny and Jesse and about him hiding alcohol. And Lala said, listen, the moment that you need to hide it, you know that there's a problem, which,
not when you have friends who are pointing their fingers and trying to make you look like a, criminal because you drink.
Yeah.
I mean, after the episode with Janet last year with the, how she felt uncomfortable in the pantry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him.
I don't like that when Zack was talking to Danny in the store and they were talking about drinking. He said, well, you didn't drink at my party. And Danny said, no.
That's definitely going to come up at the reunion.
It's going to come up, I think, before then. Because like I told you, Benji saw it. Benji saw it.
Yeah.
So Brittany tells the girls that Brandon's ex-wife DM'd her and told her that her 4-year-old said that Brandon was already FaceTiming new women and other women's houses.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And then she tells
That's-
them how she gave him money. Did
Right.
you see where he came out and said, I
Yes.
guess somebody questioned him and he was like, whatever, dude, that's a drop in the bucket for her. That covers my whole month's expenses. Like, that's not really the point, Brandon. But thanks for playing and we won't see you again.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
what a jerk.
Yeah. So, although Tom's having this party at his apartment, unfortunately, his girlfriend is going to be in New York, so she won't get to be there, which I think is a little bit sad, but I guess timing is timing, right? I like the fact that this really was, like, he was really on brand with his theme. The black tie event for his 007. I mean, the spread that he set up in his kitchen for Schwartz was great.
You know, I felt bad. He was clowning on himself. He's like, this looks horrible. This is white trash. I'm like, dude, relax.
Well, he should have just
Nobody's
hired
going
Lacey.
to eat anyway. What are you
He
worried
should have
about?
just hired Lacey. Lacey would have done this for him because right?
Obviously. She told us exactly how she would do the party.
Yes.
Maybe she's thinking about starting a party planning business, and that's why she keeps saying, this is how I would do it. Maybe she should.
Yes, I think that would actually be a good idea. She would have hired a valet, had men in suits with champagne, the real stuff, not the sparkling water Prosecco, passed trays of food. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want her to plan my parties. You're right. She should start a party planning company.
She's got some good ideas. Definitely.
Yeah. So Zack tells them about the birthday trip to Mexico. Brittany shows up. It takes her 4 minutes to get up the stairs and she's out of breath. What else do I have? Michelle is wearing her necklace that she had made out of her engagement ring. And she says, Jesse notices everything. I don't want him to notice it. And he sure as shit noticed it right away.
It did. She looked amazing in that dress, though, Michelle.
She's very pretty. Yeah.
She's stunning. And that dress fit her. It was like made for her. She really looked beautiful. Did you catch when Jason was going up the stairs? Janet was behind him going, slow, slow.
No, I didn't.
Slow. I would have fucking back kicked her and been like, shut up.
It's so
Like,
funny.
you're telling him to go slow. How fast can he go? He's on crutches.
He rides so hard for her, especially when you watch him on the after show. Like, there is nothing that she can do wrong. And I really think in his mind, this is true.
It's not healthy.
No,
it's not healthy.
It's not. As soon as Danny comes in, he asks Schwartz to make him a martini, and he does.
Lala got all jacked up on that.
Yeah. Brittany gets upstairs and she looks over to the balcony and she sees that Jax has all of her Hooters stuff over there, which was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. She's like, he's got all my Hooters stuff over there.
And you know what's so funny? I remember her saying last season, like, that he was selling her Hooter stuff. So maybe he was telling her he was selling it. Meanwhile, he was just stashing it at his new place. He's such a loser, Jack.
Then Brittany tells the group that she's done with Brandon. Lala's sitting there next to Nia, and she said, I think it's weird that you didn't include Janet on that group chat about the meal chain. And Nia's like, listen, I'm sorry. She explains the whole thing. She screwed it up. I'm sorry. Anyone could have added her. It's not like we were in a good place.
Right.
I said add anyone to it.
And by the way, she also announced it the night before Brittany's surgery. She announced it in Brittany's kitchen. If Janet wasn't on the group text, Janet could have reached out to Nia and been like, listen, I know you and I are not in a good place, but I understand a group text went out about a meal train, and I'd love to contribute to that. Boom, done.
Right. Or Lala.
Sometimes you have to be the bigger person.
Right. And Zack even said he wasn't on that group chat, but he got the link because he asked for it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you have to be the one to say it, not play the victim. Janet's
Right.
very good at playing the victim.
And Lala's right there, like, fighting her fight. So this is happening up on the rooftop, but then downstairs, Jasmine is saying, who was she talking to? But then Danny was there. If you were a good Christian person, who was she saying that
Well,
to?
yeah, Danny was
Was it
there.
Kristen? Was it
Luke
Kristen?
was there, and Jesse and Kristen.
Kristen. And Danny was there. She's saying, well, if you were a good Christian person, you would have included her. What? Like, don't go there. I mean, come on, Jasmine.
If you were the Christian people you claimed to be. And Kristen and Danny were like, huh? No, Jesse.
So
I
as
don't
soon
think
as-
Jesse was there. It was Kristen and Danny.
It was so Kristen, as soon as she hears that, she goes right upstairs. She's like, okay.
Because she probably knew, like, if she's saying this down here to me,
Like,
what's
what's going on
up
upstairs?
there?
Yeah. And she, goes up there and starts. And Michelle said, I think that. And Lala's kind of like trying to calm her down. Like, you don't even know what's going on.
Because meanwhile, while they were downstairs and that was happening, Nia apologized to Brittany and said, I'm sorry for not showing up for you the way I should have. And I should have been better. Like, she did say the things like, I'm doing a shoot. I got 4 kids climbing on me. Like, I'm still breastfeeding, like, all the things that clearly none of them seem to feel as valid. But she did apologize to Brittany and say, I'm sorry I didn't show up for you the way I should have. So they seem to kind of squash it. And then Kristen comes up like balls to the wall, which I love that when Kristen shows up like that.
I do too. And then Michelle says, I think that people get triggered when they hear Janet's name. And then Janet's like, well, I guess I'm not wanted here. I'm going to leave. And she gets up. And Nia's like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine with you staying. Like, just stay. So she starts to leave. Michelle goes to follow her. And Michelle says to her, listen, I love you, but you're never going to be able to move past this if you keep leaving.
Right.
And Michelle was and she was pissed at actually Michelle at this point for even saying that, like for saying that people get triggered by her name. But that's what happens. People do get triggered by your name because you are
She's
a
an
pot stirrer.
asshole. Right.
Right. And then Luke is downstairs while they're having this conversation. And Schwartz says, I was just talking to Danny in the hallway and he said, you never apologized. Janet said, I apologized. And I feel sorry about what happened between Nia and I, but I don't feel sorry about what happened between Danny and I. Luke's like, you said a horrible thing, like the things that weren't true. And Danny, you said things about Danny that you didn't even witness and that had nothing to do with you. And Janet said, well, did you see what Charles Manson did to know he's a psychopath?
She got the weirdest look on her face. And that, she said, did you see what Charles Manson did? Do you know that he's a psychopath? So now we're comparing Danny to Charles Manson. I mean, this is getting crazy. I mean, producers have to be like, all right, listen, we need to, pivot because we're beating a dead horse here. And it's ridiculous.
It really is. It really is.
Comparing him to Charles Manson? Come on now.
So then at this point, Janet and Jason are leaving and Brittany is leaving too because they live down the street from each other. And, she was out too late at this point anyway. Jesse says to Michelle, can we have a chat for a second? And
Wait,
I don't know.
The funniest thing was when they were like, Jesse's like, oh, I have to move the Aston Martin. Oh, do you need me to move the Aston Martin? Okay, let me move the Aston Martin. And Lala's like, Jesse's acting like he's living this lavish lifestyle. Meanwhile, he can't give Michelle $200 for their kids' health kits. She's like, men are good for nothing.
You know what's interesting to me? It was funny. And we listened to Jesse and Lacey's podcast with Tamara and Teddy. And Jesse said a lot of things that contradict things that Michelle has said about him, specifically about when her mother was dying. And I don't know that the money had come up yet at this point, but I don't think that we know the whole story.
I think with Jesse and Michelle, they both have a different interpretation of what happened at the end of their marriage. And I don't think they're ever going to be on the same page with that. And I don't think that they should ever try to rehash it. I think they just need to move on. Like,
no, I agree
honestly,
about that.
like when what you're saying is right. He gave a totally different, when you're being interviewed now, don't even talk about it because she thinks something completely different happened. Somewhere in the middle, there's the truth. But the most important thing is that you just move on and take care of Isabella. Co-parent the best you can for her.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. So he says to her when we were at coffee the other day at the coffee shop and, you asked me to sign the papers, you started crying. And you said that was because you were sad about, the relationship and the marriage ending. But then when I was at Zach's party the other day, I was in earshot when you were talking to Lala and you said you were crying because you were relieved to get out of a toxic relationship. So which is it? And Michelle's like, it's both. Like, and I
And
agree
I
with
think
her.
both can be true.
Yes, I do too. And I think that when she said that, I felt like he was like trying to make her out to be like a bad person because when she said it, she started crying again. And he's like, I don't want you to cry. And I don't think he does want her to cry, but I don't think he wanted to know what the truth was either. And that was the truth. Like,
I think that Jesse is a lot like Kyle from Summer House. I think everything's always been about them. And I don't think that they treated their wives very well. Although, well, I mean, listen, Jesse seemed to do well in the beginning, but Kyle probably did well in the beginning too. I don't know. It was very sad for me to hear Michelle say, though, like, I see the way you treat Lacey and you never treated me like that. That was very sad.
it was sad. And I don't blame her. I would imagine that's very hard
Yeah.
for her to
Yeah.
see that, especially after, her relationship ended and now he's moving on. And yes, she doesn't want him back, but if he treated her like that, this wouldn't even be happening.
Right. And you got to remember, like, she also thought she was going to, like, she really probably thought she was going to wind up with that guy, Aaron. I mean, they were talking about moving in together, or they did move in together, right? Like,
They were living together.
They were
yes,
living together,
yes.
like, talking about going on, family vacations at some point. Like, so she's also mourning the loss of that relationship. She's mourning the loss of her marriage, and she's mourning the loss of her mother. Like, this girl's been
Yes.
through it.
Yes, she has been through it. Yeah. And even when she talks about it in her confessional, she's emotional. She's crying. Like, it's an emotional thing. Like, it's okay to cry. Like, let her cry. Like, stop, trying to tell her how she can feel about something.
Right. Or questioning it. Like, just let her
Right.
be. I
Just let her
think
be.
Jesse's still in love with Michelle. I think Jesse's very maybe he's not in love with her, but I think his ego is still very bruised that she left him, that she initiated all this, the separation and them not being together.
Yeah.
It's probably
then-
that. It's probably his ego.
It is probably his ego. So what did I get out of the after show? I told you about the meal train and the $1,000. Brittany said I didn't even need the meal train. It was just everything that went on afterwards. And she's doing the after show with Lala, and she's saying it's with her. It's everything is just for the public, like why didn't she text? And that's not true.
I don't understand what they're doing.
I don't either. And Lala's saying that no one
So
is more
even on
understanding.
the after show, she was double downing on that.
Yeah,
Doubling down, not double down.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, Lala said no one is more understanding of women than Brittany. Someone who's hanging on a thread. Lala said, Nia has 4 kids. Like all she had to do was send a simple text. Like I didn't need her to drive from Santa Clarita with food. Just sent a text that said, how are you feeling today? Or I love you. That's enough for Brittany. So this is what you're making a big deal about? That she didn't say, you feeling today in a text?
Right. Like she's got 4 kids. She's got 4 kids under 5 years old or under 4, whatever, 4 under 4, whatever they say. I don't know. Get out of here. Like, I'm sorry, Brittany. You had a fucking mommy makeover. Like, you chose to do this.
By the way, Zach brings that up.
You chose to botch yourself up and be down for however long you're down for to recover. You chose that. That's elective surgery. And
Zach says that. It was elective surgery. That,
like nobody needs to do shit for you.
Right. And she didn't. And she, like you said, she apologized.
Right.
She apologized.
So I can't believe she was doing that on the after show.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like Brittany.
So
this is what I mean. They're working overtime to make Nia and Danny look bad. To me, they're making them look better.
I agree.
I mean, I know people on social media aren't agreeing with us, but I mean, I think they are going along with the Danny thing, but if you're going along with this bullshit that they're trying to pull with Nia, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Jasmine tells Zack that Brandon is still texting Brittany to this day. Zack is like, she didn't tell me that. I'm calling her right now. So he calls her while they're doing the after show, and she didn't answer. Or wait, did she answer? Either way, she was doing Watch What Happens Live when he called her. She was on Watch What Happens Live. So
That's
he didn't get to,
hysterical.
yeah. It comes up that also, this was a big part of the after show. When Tom was in Summer House, he said to them after the Scandal situation, the first time he went to Summer House, he said to them when they were in bed, you guys really need to cherish this. It was Paige, Amanda, and I think Sierra. Yeah, you guys need to really cherish this. Like someday, like you may not have this. And they're talking about like Tom, like he's a part of all these scandals, right? And then Tom said that Jesse actually reached out to him for advice. He's like, they're calling me the Schwartz of this situation. Like, what do I do?
They did say that. I think Andy said it on the reunion, right?
Tom said, well, my advice to everyone is just don't hook up with someone in your friend group that's going to ruin relationships or friendships. The next thing he said, which I thought was great, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
That's hysterical.
I was like, Schwartz, you're so funny.
That's hysterical.
We also found out that Brandon didn't get Brittany flowers when he asked her to be his boyfriend because production wouldn't pay for them.
No.
Yep.
This guy's a loser.
Yep.
And she's still texting with him. Because listen,
Yes.
if he's still texting her, then she's texting him back. Because you could very easily block someone.
Yeah, she said she's just being friendly. It's just like
block him, Brittany. Block.
Yeah.
He's an opportunist.
And also, we found out that Tom is for sale. And, Schwartz is okay with that. Maybe he'll get a small little, his 5% when they finally sell it.
So Vanderpumps are selling now.
Mm-hmm. He said that she's focusing, I guess, on her other properties, and she invited him to her opening in Vegas.
Well, I heard she's opening a casino.
I don't know, but she is opening a lot. She definitely is opening a lot. She's, very busy.
I mean, maybe they're just going to relocate to Vegas and just focus on that. Well, she still has Villa Blanca and Sur, though, I'm sure.
She did. Yeah, she still has Sur. I would imagine Villa Blanca, too. And that's what they said. Oh, I hope you don't lose Sur. That's where we all met. Like, that's where this started. Like, that's an institution. So, yeah, that was the after show.
Nice.
So we'll have to wait and see. There's I think Mexico is going to be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.